If you've ever wondered what secrets hide in the shadows of an ordinary town, you're about to discover a story that will make you question everything you thought you knew. Imagine a world where the impossible happens, where a single moment can change your life forever. This is the story of Mia, a curious girl with a restless mind, and a cat named Whiskers who could do something no other cat could. He could talk. But one night, as the clock struck midnight, Whiskers vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of questions and a mystery that would challenge everything Mia believed. Why did the talking cat disappear at midnight? Was it magic, a trick, or something even stranger? Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll not only know the answer, but you'll also learn a lesson that could change the way you see the world. So, let's begin our journey into the unknown, where every clue matters and nothing is quite as it seems. Are you ready to solve the mystery? Let's step into Mia's world and find out what really happened that unforgettable night. Mia lived in a small, quiet town where nothing ever seemed to happen. Her days were filled with the usual routines: school, homework, and helping her grandmother in the garden. But Mia's mind was always searching for adventure, for something extraordinary to break the monotony. That's why when she first heard Whiskers speak, she thought she was dreaming. It happened on a rainy afternoon. Mia was sitting by the window, watching droplets race down the glass, when Whiskers jumped onto her lap and in a perfectly clear voice asked, "Why do you look so sad, Mia?" At first, she froze, convinced her imagination was playing tricks on her. But Whiskers blinked his emerald eyes and repeated the question, this time with a gentle purr. From that moment, Mia's world changed. She and Whiskers became inseparable, sharing secrets, jokes, and stories late into the night. Whiskers was wise, witty, and always seemed to know what Mia was thinking. But there was one rule he insisted on: never ask me where I come from, and never try to follow me after midnight. Mia agreed, but curiosity has a way of growing stronger with every secret. As the days passed, Mia's curiosity about Whiskers' midnight disappearances grew. Each night, just as the clock neared 12, Whiskers would glance at the old grandfather clock in the hallway, his tail twitching with anticipation. Then, without a word, he would slip out through the cat flap and vanish into the darkness. Mia tried to respect his wishes, but questions swirled in her mind. Where did he go? Why was midnight so important? One evening, unable to resist any longer, Mia decided to stay awake and watch. She hid behind the curtains, heart pounding, as Whiskers crept toward the door. The clock chimed 12, and Whiskers paused, looking back as if he sensed her presence. For a moment their eyes met, and Mia felt a shiver run down her spine. Then, in a flash, Whiskers darted outside. Mia hesitated, torn between her promise and her need to know the truth. Finally, she tiptoed after him, careful not to make a sound. The night was thick with fog, and the world felt different, stranger, almost magical. Mia followed Whiskers' shadow as it slipped through the garden gate and disappeared into the unknown. Mia's heart raced as she stepped into the misty garden, her breath visible in the cool night air. She could barely see a few feet ahead, but she caught glimpses of Whiskers' tail flicking through the fog. The world outside felt transformed, as if she had crossed into a place where ordinary rules no longer applied. She followed quietly, careful not to snap a twig or rustle a leaf. Whiskers led her down winding paths she'd never noticed before, past ancient trees and overgrown hedges, until they reached the edge of the old woods. There, in a small clearing, bathed in silver moonlight, Whiskers stopped. Mia watched as he sat perfectly still, his eyes fixed on the sky. Suddenly, a soft glow surrounded him, and Mia gasped as she saw faint, shimmering shapes, other cats, dozens of them, appearing out of the darkness. They gathered in a silent circle, their eyes reflecting the moon's light. Whiskers turned and looked directly at Mia, his gaze gentle but serious. "You shouldn't be here," he whispered, his voice echoing in the stillness. "But now that you are, you must listen carefully." Mia stepped forward, her curiosity stronger than her fear. The circle of cats parted, allowing her to approach Whiskers. The air felt charged with something ancient and powerful. Whiskers spoke softly. "Every midnight we gather here to remember who we truly are. We are not just ordinary cats. Long ago, we were guardians of secrets, protectors of dreams. But our magic can only exist in the world if it remains hidden. That's why I disappear at midnight. Mia, it's the only way to keep the balance between the ordinary and the extraordinary. Mia listened, her mind spinning with wonder and disbelief. But why me? She asked, "Why did you choose to talk to me?" Whiskers smiled, his eyes warm. Because you believed in the impossible. You saw the world not just as it is, but as it could be. That belief is rare, and it's what keeps magic alive. The other cats nodded in silent agreement. Mia felt a surge of pride and responsibility. She realized that sometimes the greatest mysteries are not meant to be solved, but cherished and protected. As the first rays of dawn touched the clearing, the magical cats faded into the morning mist, leaving Mia and Whiskers alone. Whiskers nuzzled her hand. "Remember, Mia, wonder is a gift. Protect it." With that, he vanished, just as the sun rose. Mia returned home, her heart forever changed, knowing some mysteries are meant to inspire, not explain. And she never stopped believing.